Hello and welcome. This is one of 5 videos in a series for families welcoming a baby. The videos will help us think and talk about some of the changes that having a baby will bring to our relationships with our partners and our extended family.
We respectfully acknowledge the traditional custodians of the lands in which we live and work, and acknowledge their connection to the land and waterways and community. We pay our respects to their ancestors and elders of the past, present and emerging.
We welcome all families and acknowledge the diversity of families. We respect your unique experiences of family and what the word family means to you.
This video focuses on ways to communicate that can help maintain and strengthen your relationship.
The arrival of a baby brings many new tasks and responsibilities. These changes can be stressful and can sometimes lead to conflict. Stress and conflict are 2 of the common challenges families experience when welcoming a baby. It's a normal part of any relationship, and it's how we react that's important. One of the most helpful ways of dealing with conflict is for families to agree on what is acceptable and what is unacceptable behaviour when conflict does arise.
What crosses the line to unacceptable behaviour in relationships when there is a conflict? In some relationships, raised voices are acceptable. Some families speak loudly as their way of communicating with each other. Others consider raised voices unacceptable. Not speaking to each other is sometimes necessary to cool off, but if it goes on for days and one person wants to speak but the other doesn't, then it can become a problem.
It's okay to be angry because anger is an emotion, but it's not okay to be violent. That is an unacceptable behaviour. Remember that violent behaviour is not just physical. It can be emotional, financial, social, sexual, or spiritual. Even when we are angry, we can choose not to be violent. Being aware of the difference between anger and violence can stop unacceptable behaviours from happening during conflict.
Some positive ways of responding to conflict might be sitting down and talking things through, listening to each other and acknowledging each other's feelings, or agreeing to talk about an issue later when you've both calmed down and you've had a chance to think about it on your own.
Communication is a key component of a healthy relationship. This includes how we say things, how we listen, how what we say is heard, and how people react to what we say. It's important to have a shared understanding of what good communication looks like in your relationship. Imagine for a moment that you're a parent of a new baby. You've arranged to go out for dinner with friends and your partner's going to stay home and look after the baby. Then imagine that your partner leaves a message on your phone to say that they have to stay back at work. They've forgotten you're going out, and by the time they get home, it's too late. And this isn't the first time this has happened. How would you feel? What would you say to them when they get home? You might say something like, "You're so selfish."
You don't appreciate that I need time away from the house.
"You're so unreliable."
How do these statements change if instead of starting with the word you, they started with the word I? I'm so disappointed. I really want to see my friends tonight. I feel like I'm the last priority. I don't feel heard.
Statements that start with the word you blame other people. They invite a heated response and can escalate into an argument. They focus on the person rather than the problem.
On the other hand, statements that begin with the word I show how you're feeling. Others do not feel the need to defend themselves. It brings focus to the problem, not the person. Good communication uses I statements rather than you statements. Using I statements are a communication skill, and like all skills, they need to be practiced.
Sometimes our meaning can get lost on the other person. We might mean something one way, but the person interprets it differently. We all do this from time to time.
Sometimes the problem is the words we use. Other times, it's how we say those words. Using a soft tone is going to be more effective than using a harsh tone. Here are some examples of harsh language.
"You're always late home." "That's not how you bathe the baby." "You always watch TV after dinner." We could say the same things in a softer way.
Instead of saying, "You're always late home," we could say, "Please let me know if you're going to be later than 6 o'clock so I can plan out the night."
Instead of saying, "That's not how you bathe the baby," we could say, "I found it's easier getting the towels and clothes ready before bathing the baby."
Instead of saying, "You always watch TV after dinner," we could say, "Maybe we could do the dishes together before sitting down to watch TV." Good communication is about respect. It's about listening, it's about talking, and it's about feeling heard. It's definitely a skill worth practicing.
You will be amazed at how good communication can strengthen your relationships. Remember, the best thing you can give your baby is a healthy relationship.